Hello, welcome to When the Smoke Clears. I am the Recovery Plug. What's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's doing good. Today's Fridays. Today's another good day. It's another day in sobriety, another day in spirituality, another day great to be alive, right? So, well, man, before we get started, you know how I like to get my video podcast. So I started with a moment of silence, followed by a serenity prayer for the addict who still suffers. So if you would, please, moment of silence. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, wisdom to know the difference. Alrighty. Well, today's topic, man, is going to be, let me put these glasses on right quick. I want to talk to you about the process of gaslighting in the sense of recovery, and how that emotionally puts us in this stagnant mode a lot of times that we as addicts. I know myself personally, it would be something that kept me bound down to the addiction, and sometimes it kept me bound down to being depressed, or to thinking that there was no other way out. Um, like when I was in that world of addiction and darkness, I felt that was going to be that I was ultimately going to stay there and not get out of it, right? So it was something that I talked to myself into, you know, saying, hey, you know what, this is as good as, you're not going to get out of it. This is where you wind up. And that's what it is. It's just you, in a sense, manipulate yourself, talk yourself into believing that, you're not worth any more than that addiction. You know what I mean? So I want to read to you guys a couple of things that I jotted down, in the sense that, you know, a lot of people who are in that, it's you're in this emotional states, right? So you have, it's in a, most people that have these addictive personalities, whatever it is that you're addicted to, many different various addictions, it could be anywhere from, you know, myself personally being addicted to drugs, and dealing with alcohol, and then dealing with, depression, and sadness and anger, and, just, being addicted to, being a people pleaser, and being addicted to not wanting to be alone. You know what I mean? You always want want to be in this relationships, and some of them were toxic and not good. So yeah, so you're dealing with these emotional states, right? And when you're dealing with emotional states, you in turn get these results that you're getting from the emotional states, and these are results of action. So whatever it is that you're feeling, you have these actions that are going to come out of that, and then from that, it gives from those actions, it gives a positive or a negative result in your life. And if you want to change the result you have to implement a new action to get a different result. You know what I mean? And you have to change your emotional state by doing different things. You know what I mean? And that could be a variety of things you can do. You know what I mean? Emotional states can be changed in various different ways, and one of a few ways that I personally use to change my emotional states is I do breathing techniques. Now, breathing techniques tend to calm a person down, and it tends to, bring your sense of perception of thoughts to positive ones and not negative. You get to kind of entangle your thoughts, if you will. You know what I mean? when you do those types of things, and breathing technique is one of them, doing meditations another, even prayer, you can detangle your thoughts that way. And and the exercises is another one. Even doing watching any comical things that make you laugh. You know what I mean? When you laugh, laughter kind of it gets that epinephrine, those endorphins going and stuff. So it's healthy to laugh. In other words, so it changes your perception of your thought process when you do that. You know what I mean? You no longer are thinking this negative thing, or no longer in that depressed mode or whatever, right? So you're now in a mindset where you can, in turn, put different different actions. You implement a new action, and when you have your mind clear like that, you can implement these positive actions to give you, in turn, positive, manifest positive results, in your life, and whatever it is that you're dealing with. And I know that also the out of the one of these websites that I looked up, it had I wanted to give you guys the definition of gaslighting, and what it says, it's a form of self-manipulation where someone questions their own reality, their own judgment or decision making. It often looks like the suppression of thought and emotion, and that's basically what you're doing, is that you are suppressing those things, that you're not wanting to deal with them, and you're thinking that, okay, well, there's a different way that I can deal with this, or it doesn't. I don't think that it really means this. You know what I mean? I'm not addicted because it's my fault that I'm addicted, or I nothing bad happened to me as a child, and now that's why I'm it's not my it's my fault that it happened. So you tend to, that's a form of gaslighting, that you're basically, it's you're basically you're your own self-critic. You know what I mean? And you're your worst critic, and in a sense that you are everything. You're just downgrading yourself in every sense of your life. You know what I mean? Oh, well, this is happening to me because I'm not doing what I'm supposed to, or I'm not worth the, I'm not worth this relationship, or I'm not worth this promotion at work, or I've done too many bad things, and I'm not worthy of being a good dad to my kids, or I drink too much, and I'm not worthy of being a good mom, or whatever. There's just different types of situations, and there's different forms of how people self-gaslight themselves, and like I said, you're your worst critic. You know what I mean? So there are ways. This is the positive note, is that there are ways to change that thought process. You know what I mean? Because basically that's what it is. It's a negative thought process. You're always indulging in all these negative thoughts, which manifest nothing but negative actions in your life. And so, like I said, though, some of the things that I do in my life, I exercise, I do breathing techniques, I meditate, I do a bunch of positive reading, I watch a bunch of positive podcasts, I interact with people, I attend peer support groups, I attend 12-step meetings, and indulge in 12-step programs, and I indulge in different types of 12-step programs. I do. Sometimes I'm doing AA, sometimes I'm doing NA, sometimes I'm doing creative work, uh, creative 12-step programs like music therapy and physical like exercising therapy and then doing meditation, tai chis, and I'll do flame meditated therapies, and I'll do wave meditated therapies. So it's quite a few things that I indulge in. I also do ice plunging. So that's another topic we'll talk about another day because it's a really cool thing. It's one of my newest things is doing the ice plunging. So I'll talk about that on another episode. But so I just wanted to kind of throw that out there today too, because I know a lot of people struggle. You know what I mean? A lot of people struggle with everyday life. It's toxic in today's world. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people who are spiritually starved, who are, wanting that connection with somebody else, and they just isolate themselves. And, when we as addicts tend to isolate ourselves, we tend to go to the default. And for like my personal experience, my default is if I ever felt angry, or if I ever felt, sadness or depression or any of those sort of things, my go-to was to go pick up and use. And so I'm glad that I'm able to share my story, part of it, and let you know other things that I do to have that positive mentality, so that possibly I could help somebody in their journey. So that's why I share my stories, and I hope that you guys picked up on something today, and I hope it was encouraging. But I guess that's all I got for today, and I hope that you guys have a good weekend, and I hope that you do something encouraging for yourself. Do something, pat yourself on the back every now and then. You know what I mean? It's always good to have that good positive vibe. And so I guess until the next time on When the Smoke Clears. Oh, before I let you go, I'm sorry. Please, I encourage you guys to give me a thumbs up, give me a like. Please hit my like button, and please subscribe to my channel and share my channel, because the more that we can share the channel and share it and show other people what's going on in that perspective, that the more people I could reach, and hopefully the more people that we can bring to the world of recovery and sobriety, positivity, and spirituality. So I guess until the next time on When the Smoke Clears, I am the Recovery Plug.